Today we're going to be taking a look at the Akron Bitcoin wallet. Today, they just released the Windows version, and that's what we have today. So the Akron wallet, you can get it at akron.io, and it's the first Bitcoin wallet with Spaces protocol support. And if you don't know, Spaces protocol is naming on Bitcoin. Basically turns your public keys into human readable names, and you just register them from the network. Nobody profits from the names. You can see here 1.52 total Bitcoin burned. This is burned Bitcoin. Nobody profits from it. These names do not exist until they are created here, and you're not buying them from anyone. Unlike traditional domains, and you own these forever. It's all on the Bitcoin blockchain. Minimal on-chain footprint, 32 bytes for subspaces. So you can run it with Bitcoin Core node. You can run it with Bitcoin Knots node. It's compatible with both. And if you're not running a node, you can use this Akron Bitcoin wallet. So I've been waiting a while for this. I want to test it out and just see how it is. So over here on the left-hand side, you got home, send, receive, spaces, market, sign, and settings. And I'm just going to click on spaces here. We're going to look. So you don't get to see the Explorer right now. In the background, we have the Explorer, where these are the names that are up for auction right now, and you can see the recent names that rolled out here on block 915841. And then the upcoming rollouts here. These are the expected upcoming rollouts. Somebody could still outbid these. And then these are the spaces in auction here. Some of these can be claimed, but they're still open for bidding. Some of them are claimable at the appropriate block. You can see here 915959. So this is the Explorer. This is explorer.spacesprotocol.org in a web browser. Now it doesn't look like the wallet. You can't browse in the wallet, but I wonder if you can just search. So let's just search then. We'll take a look at C3. And let's see if this Akron wallet knows it. So C3. Oh, nice. Okay, so it does know it. And I guess you can bid on it. Let's click on it. Okay. Okay, this is pretty neat then. Okay, so you have to manually search for any name. Let's just say name. Did anyone roll out name? Yes. Somebody rolled out. Okay, it's got the output here. You can copy this. And you can copy name. It should link back to the Explorer though. Maybe there's a link somewhere. I don't know if that's coming. You could just go to the Explorer. I would like it to link to the explorer.spacesprotocol.org. I would like it to link to the marketplace perhaps. If it's on the marketplace, spaces.market. And I'd also like it to link, or maybe not link, but give me the transaction, right? Isn't there some sort of transaction here? Let's click on this here. Yeah, the transaction ID, so that I could copy this and stick it into any Bitcoin block explorer and maybe look at it. So is that what it's giving me? What is it? What is it giving me here? Output. No, it's giving me something else. C3, what's the output? I'm not sure exactly what the output is. It's not the address. It's not the transaction ID. But it gives us a little bit of information here. OE, no. The transaction ID is 9BF. It tells us this code here, not sure what it is. Tells us the name of the space. It tells us the output, and it tells us when it expires. Okay, so back to where we were here. Let's look at one that's still up for auction. It can be claimed. but it's still open for bidding. So let's take a look here. C3 in the Akron wallet. Let's take a look at C3 here. Now let's click on this. So open, pre-auction, auction, claim. So it's in the claim period. The wallet knows that. Space pending claim by winner. Outbid now to extend the auction. Current bid 15,001 Satoshis. So you would just come in here and bid 15,002 Satoshis. I guess you would have to sign this. I don't have any Bitcoin on this wallet yet, but I plan on doing it. Putting some Bitcoin here and messing around with some names. Okay, so it doesn't have the full inventory on display like the Explorer. It would be nice if you could see that. Is it just contains C? No, just C. It has to be exact. Exact. Available. All right, so you click on that. So you can click start auction. Okay, to begin the auction. All right, well, this is good. You know, because traditionally when you're trying to open up a name and you want to register a name on Bitcoin, you have to do it through command line. You have to run a Bitcoin node. You have to open up command line interface, and you have to type in the prompts. So this is a lot nicer. This is the GUI wallet where you can just click buttons. And we all know the vast majority of people prefer to click buttons. Clicking buttons is a lot easier, but you're trusting, you know, there's a little bit of trust here, trusting that these buttons do what they say they're going to do. But for mass adoption, we definitely need a GUI wallet. So this is awesome that we have the Akron Bitcoin wallet now. Let's take a look at the market. All right, so here's the market here, spaces.market. Here's the latest listings. We got multiple pages worth of stuff. Let's just look at this one, LY. All right, so LY, at LY, so this is the entire top level domain. The person who owns this can put all the letters, characters, emojis before at the at symbol. So it could be whatever, Bitcoin at LY. And it's for sale here for 0.331 Bitcoin. But I can't browse here either. I can buy or sell on the market, but let's take a look. LY? No. Okay, it doesn't work like the Spaces Explorer. Let's see if I type LY here, what happens? Okay, it knows LY here, but it doesn't know it on the market. So it doesn't know LY. It wants me to post JSON. Oh, so it wants me to post this here then. So you would just copy this, go to the wallet, paste it in. No, this is not what you would do. Buy. So it's not lighting up buy. Is it that I don't have any Bitcoin in this wallet, or is it cutting off here? Is this function somehow? It doesn't let me see the whole text. Well, it's there because it shows it when I chop it up. Okay, so the market maybe... here's the CLI command. Space CLI, chain mainnet by LY, seller, signature. So this is how you would post it. You would go to the command line interface and you would post. Oh no, this is how you would buy it. You would post this to buy it. To sell it, you have to do this JSON here. But it makes it a lot easier with this wallet to sell. You would sell, you choose your space. All right, we don't have any spaces. So we can't, you can't even type in anything. You can type in the price, but you can't type in the space. So you actually have to have a space. So we'll get a space. Right now they're pretty cheap. Let's take a look here. on the marketplace. Price low to high. 0.001 Bitcoin, 0.0304005. So 500,000, 100,000 to 500,000 Satoshis. All right, that's not too bad. That's pretty cheap. I don't know what that equates to in US dollars, but 500,000 Satoshis, not too much. Maybe we'll buy a name here. We'll fund this wallet and we'll buy one of these names. Grape. But how do we buy it? So if I wanted to buy Grape from the market, I would copy this CLI command and I would paste it in here. But it's not letting me buy though. The buy doesn't light up. All right, I'll have to check with the development team and see if maybe you need the Satoshis in your wallet. So I have to put 500,000 Satoshis in here to buy a name. Okay. And then after that, what can I do with my name? So right now we're speculating that this is going to be popular, that this naming protocol is going to take off for Bitcoin. Obviously, one of these naming protocols is going to work, right? We have human readable private keys. It just makes sense that we have human readable public keys, but it's still unknown what protocol is going to win out when it comes to that. Personally, I do like Spaces protocol. I think it's great. It has the Bitcoin ethos, the cypherpunk ethos of personal responsibility, permissionless, decentralized, put it all on the user, nobody in the middle. Now, of course, tools need to be made here, like this GUI wallet, right? Somebody is in the middle because you're not running a node here. I'm not running a node. I'm relying on someone else's node to connect, to let me know if it's real, the blocks, you know. So if really you should be running your own node, that's ideal. But we know most people just aren't going to run their own node. People like to click buttons. So having tools like this are nice. And I'm interested in trying it out, but ideally for me and for regular, like this is just messing around, checking it out and stuff. But if I'm doing this and taking it serious, I'll be running my own node. I'll be running transactions through my node. I will be using a cold wallet, right? This is a hot wallet, so I won't put anything massive on here in terms of Bitcoin amounts. And there was one thing too when you're backing up so when you install this, I guess I'll give that feedback too. When you install this on Windows, I guess it's the same for Linux and Mac. I'll try it on the other ones. You get your seed words, your 12 words, and then it prompts you to type them back in. Now that's a no-no, typing your seed words into your computer. So typing them into your computer, I don't know how that is different than clicking. I've seen some web apps, when you get your seed word, you have to click in order. It'll give you a word and you have to click what number it is. I think that's how it works on some of these, but it's just a little sketchy typing your seed words into an online device, a device that's connected to the internet. That is scary and definitely not recommended. But for a hot wallet, you know, you don't have a choice. So you shouldn't be holding long-term Bitcoin holdings in any hot wallet. Definitely cold wallet, air gapped, and keep those seeds off of the internet. But this is pretty cool here. I'll put some Bitcoin on here, and we will attempt to bid on some spaces and buy some spaces from the marketplace. Maybe I'll just buy a space and then I'll sell it. I'll buy it and put it right back up for sale. But why can't I buy? Buy space, JSON listing. I want to buy this space. Grape. I want to buy grape for 510,000 Satoshis. How is that like 500 bucks? I think that's like 500 bucks. How do I buy it? All right, we'll have to look into it, but at least we could look at the spaces. Let's look at Grape here. Grape. All right, expires in 282 days and 12 hours. So we could see it here on the spaces tab, but the market tab, it doesn't know it. What if I just type Grape? How about at Grape? At Grape? No? All right, I'll have to ask questions about this. Pretty cool though. Check it out if you want. Akron.io, spacesprotocol.org, and post some feedback, make some comments, let me know what you think. There's also a Telegram too if you want to join that. All right, thanks for watching.